We finally made it to Kraven the Hunter, and the big question is, should you go see it in theaters? From wasted actors to oversaturated villains, this movie is an absolute train wreck from start to finish. Let's dive right in.
I knew from the moment we saw the first trailer, like most of these movies, I saw the trailer and I didn't like it. I just was not interested whatsoever. And again, Spider-Man villains without Spider-Man, it's never really had that sauce in there for me. With any of these, some have been better than others, some have been really bad. But again, Spider-Man isn't there. And so when I'm watching Kraven, the fact that Spider-Man's not here. Kraven and Spider-Man don't duke it out. It bugs me. It bugs me that they have Aaron Taylor Johnson, who I think is a solid actor. I think that dude could be playing like Hercules, Superman. Hell, he's got the jawline for even Batman. When I heard he was cast as Kraven, I was like, oh, man, they did it to this kid again because he's a solid actor. He looks the part. I mean, you know, you guys see him in the trailers, you see him in the movie. He looks the part. I just feel bad for him because it's kind of a one-off. We've all heard that, they're stopping their villain verse for now, and they're going to concentrate on Spider-Man. But we all know it's going to circle back to this stuff. Russell Crowe's in here. Russell Crowe, say what you want about the guy, but he's done some really, really good movies, and he really just plays the ass asshole father figure. And so it's wasted potential because you have two solid good actors here, and they don't do much with their characters. The action isn't horrible, but it could have always been better. And then there's the CGI. The CGI, I still can't believe that we're talking in 2024 about bad CGI when Jurassic Park 1 came out in 1993. Star Wars came out in 1977.
But there's a reason for that, though.
I know, which makes it worse. And I'm going to let Griff explain why the CGI is bad. He's done so before, but that very reason, it's not because we don't have amazing CGI. Take it away, Griff.
So the issue is that you had this good CGI. I mean, think of Pirates of the Caribbean, think of the fuck's tentacle face's name.
Davy
Davy
Jones.
Jones.
I always screw his name up because my daughter, although she's 8, she calls him Baby Jones.
That's
And
funny.
that's what I have in my head all the time.
But you have Davy Jones. That was peak CGI. And then
Yeah, the Kraken.
some idiot reverted the software back to the 90s. And you may be thinking, why don't they fix it? Because of money. It would cost them so much money to fix it, they just don't. So, what they do is they put all their efforts into the CGI on points that you're more likely to be looking at and leaving other parts that you're less likely to look at pretty shoddy. And we've gotten some really bad CGI over the years, especially recently with superhero movies. And oh boy, this movie is certainly one of them just because some fool reverted the software and they didn't have an undo button and they still refuse to fix it. It's messed up.
Let's continue on with the bad stuff for this movie. The villains. God, the villains suck in this movie. The villains in most Spider-Verse, because that's all there is. It's just villains suck. But here, man, Griffin usually watches movies before I do. I watched this one before he did. And we kind of disagree on a couple of things, but we agree that this movie sucks. And the villains here are not, they're just not great. We have the Rhino, we have, what's his name?
Foreigner?
Foreigner. That's a stupid name anyway for a villain. And I just don't like the dude that, let me rephrase that. I don't have a problem with the guy because I don't want anybody attacking people like that poor little blonde kid from fucking Game of Thrones. I didn't like the character. He's just douchey. He's there. He's just and funny enough, Rhino, the guy that plays him, I think that's a solid actor. I've seen him in several movies. He was in Jurassic Park 3. Why he's the Rhino? Paycheck, man, I guess. I mean, remember, Colin Farrell played fucking Bullseye before you guys get on me.
I am a huge Spider-Man fan. I like the difference between my number one Marvel superhero, my number two, not even close. It's always Spider-Man, always by a long shot. And oh my God, they did not get a single thing right about these villains. With Rhino, he's Rhino because of a goddamn skin condition. And he wears a backpack full of medication so he doesn't turn into the Rhino, which is more just looking like the Thing.
Yeah, I thought I got that.
And then, yeah, we have Foreigner who's here for no reason, but he's here. He's probably the more accurate one. We get Jackal, who is I never thought we'd ever see on screen, and they set him up for a sequel, which is kind of cool. Never gonna get it, but that's okay. We have Calypso, and they just had her be Calypso by name and had her be the biggest plot device ever. Her entire purpose is to just have this magic potion that will heal everything. And that happens twice. It's stupid. And then we have Chameleon, who never changes a single goddamn time. And then we have the title character of Kraven, which is completely inaccurate. This is more like animal activist Poison Ivy. That's exactly what this character is. He has the powers of the animal kingdom, and he's an animal activist. This movie sucks. Big
It
part of it is
sucks.
because of the characters. They're all terrible, and none of them are who they're supposed to be. Okay, let's imagine that they're not supposed to be comic book characters. They still have characters introduced purely for plot devices. They have characters who are in this, namely Foreigner, who is here purely for name recognition. If any of you know who Foreigner is in the comments, I will be thoroughly impressed and I tip my hat to you. But no one knows who Foreigner is. And why they had set up a sequel, I got no clue. But this movie is bad. The Rhino character, like besides the medicine backpack, has this incredibly fragile ego that whenever you call him weak, he freaks out. Even when a dog wouldn't give him a ball, he freaked the fuck out. This movie just felt like it dragged and dragged because there's just a series of events with nothing really happening.
They released the first 9 minutes of the movie online. Even those 9 minutes feel like about 20 to 30 minutes. It's just it drags. And well, don't watch it. If I can spare you a couple of bucks, if I can spare you parking, gasoline, snacks, and the tickets, stay home. There's other shit that you can watch. And if you want to go out and have a good time, there's other things that you can go watch. Hell,
Yeah.
maybe this isn't for the guys, but I'd go watch Wicked before I watch this shit again.
I think I'd watch anything in theaters before I watch this
No,
again.
not anything. I'm sure there's, but as always, if you want, if you don't believe us, go check it out. And I'm curious, if you don't believe us and you guys are like, fuck these two dudes, man, I'm gonna make up my own mind. Let us know in the comments what you thought. I'd be surprised if 10 people were like, you guys are well, then again, a couple people did say that we were crazy and they loved Madam Web. So maybe if you're those dudes, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to other people. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this movie. It's shit. Is it horrible shit?
Yes.
It's not the Joker 2, but it's still shit. It's not enjoyable. Thing about this one is, I know Griff always tells me not to say this, but it's not even going to be on my list. Shit's so forgettable.
Yeah. It's terrible. And let us know, as always, what you guys thought about Kraven in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video and you like watching bad projects, go check out Creature Commandos, where we just reviewed episode 3, and that one was better than episode 1 and 2, albeit not by very much.
Yeah, hopefully episode 4 is better.